I'm going to use this first minutes to spread it a little bit on X.
That's great. So yeah, I would say we will start for today. Yeah, we'll give the most people some minutes to join us. I'm happy to be here in our eighth AI news today, and I'm really happy about Alena is joining us.
Hello.
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 So yeah, it's great to have you with us in our round today. We will talk about some AI news today. We will talk about DeepSeek. Sure, it's one of the topics going up and down in the feed at the moment from different perspectives. And we will also see a little bit on operator of OpenAI. But before starting that, I think it would be great for our viewers if you can introduce you a little bit yourself, Alena.
Okay.
Just a little bit about you, what you're doing, and what's your focus is.
Yeah, of course. Thank you. I really, really appreciate the invitation to join your podcast. Thank you. It's pleasure. It's great to be here. So, first of all, let me introduce myself and our small team. I am Alena, and I am an AI enthusiast and co-owner of our small startup. I'm passionate about leveraging AI-driven solutions to transform not only agriculture but any business, especially small and medium. I'd like also introduce my business partner and co-founder Alessandro. I do hope he will be able to join us today, as if his presence, let's say, it's crucial for our business. Alessandro is a skilled expert in AI and machine learning with over 20 years of experience in developing and implementing AI driven solutions across various industries. As the founders of Prodigy AI Solution, we lead some projects. One of them is Harvest ML platform. This is machine learning driven solution that, as we believe, transforms breeding. Beyond improving plant selection, we also explore new applications for sustainable agriculture, such as optimizing crop resilience, enhancing productivity, and discovering alternative uses for plant based resources. In addition to this project, we also support, as I mentioned before, small and medium-sized businesses by helping them automate their business processes using custom machine learning solutions.
Great.
Interesting.
That sounds good. Sorry, if you want to say something more, I just have a question about that AI thing. So you're much in agriculture, harvesting, etc. So you're working with vision, I think, in most cases. Or what AI technology is in focus of your product or
Yeah,
solutions?
so we keep focus on machine learning, deep machine learning process, because our model will go inside of especially genomic database. We start with looping. Looping, let's say, it's my personal choice because my father is a scientist in lupin breeding and has developed six lupin varieties himself. So that's why we decided to start with lupin, and we try to develop deep machine learning model, which train on firstly on genomic data sets.
Oh, great. that sounds really interesting.
Yeah, I think so. Also because we see very, promising using AI in breeding, in particular, and in agriculture at all.
Yeah, I could I would also say that's one of the fields where AI can help people and businesses to get faster and more efficient. So what was your the last weeks what was your AI news which impacted your business the most? What would you say? What's something? What was there? What is the most interesting for you?
So, firstly, on my opinion, it was the most exciting AI developments recently. It was introducing of DeepSeek R1. It has caught the attention of AI influencers, bloggers, and even Sam Altman. So they claim that it outperforms OpenAI's OY thinking model on certain reasoning benchmarks is particularly intriguing. So we haven't tested DeepSeek R1 ourselves yet, but seeing the buzz it has generated makes us eager to exploit its potential.
Yeah. So it's I think like I said, it was in all of the news feeds. So let's take a look on it. Let me just select the right screen to share. There it is. So here we are. DeepSeek claims its reasoning model beats OpenAI O1. So that is a news which is coming all over the world, and everybody sees impacts of that because mainly it is, or they say they have trained it in a much smaller amount of computing power, only used 6 million or something like that to train that model, where OpenAI spends billions of it for O1, etc. And that's impressive at that point. And so before we discuss what that means for AI businesses, AI infrastructure, and the future of AI, let's just keep switch a little bit to DeepSeek itself. So at the moment, so everybody's talking about it, and they don't have the resources. I think they need now to add some CPUs or GPUs to their.
that kind of makes you feel like they didn't expect the amount of noise, right? They also are shocked.
So we can test it directly. So we don't have an account here, but so one thing which DeepSeek makes it open source, and that's also a big game changer. Instead of open all the closed things what are happening behind the scenes. So it's open source, and we have it on different possible platforms already implemented. I just head over to Hugging Face, and yes, the interesting thing is you can hear that chat with the model itself. And let me just the interesting thing what I have what I have seen is interesting. So let me just reload this and try it again, because what I want to show is okay, here's the think part in it. So it's a reasoning model. So and the interesting is it shows before it gives you the output what he's saying. So like OpenAI also does in his O1 etc. models, where you can follow the steps, but here you can get it also. And I like the question, what is a catfish? The first models which were out there only answers with one explanation or with the other, or don't get in details. And the new models are really good in it to show what is the difference between the online term catfish and the real catfish and such things. So, but what I really find interesting is the sync part before. So before it just makes the answer, it just gets all what he knows about the catfish, things about different angels and things, or are there other meanings for catfish perhaps out of there? Yes, no. And after he have done that thinking, he gives back a great answer on that. And so at the end, it's a language model. I've also heard that it can work with images, but we don't have a use case here at the moment, or we can't access the platform. But it's open source. You can install it on your local machine, or you can retrain it on different subtasks, but it's a little bit complicated with the other things. So that's DeepSeek. What is coming in your mind if you when you see the new possibilities with DeepSeek, and what does that mean for you and for the business here? So, Alena or Eugene, if you want to.
Sure. I thought the question was for her because she's in a different industry than ours. But what I notice here is that obviously it checks itself. It's part of the reasoning. So before coming up to use a user, that's very helpful. So that you also know that you're not getting it's fact checking itself, and that saves you time, right?
Yeah,
that really helps in marketing, and not only, and even in we were using Claude at this stage for things that when we wanted to consider ethical issues or safety issues, etc. DeepSeek, I think, if I can speak broadly about this, what I noticed in DeepSeek, I sensed this when TikTok came out. They kind of have this ability to take all the best of the Western technologies, etc., and kind of package it in it. And I see it in DeepSeek as well. They're getting what was out there and making it cheaper, making it faster, better, and productizing it and put it in front of us. Still, we'll see if so. A lot of memes of people trying to think where they should continue working with ChatGPT or this. I have that dilemma too, but it's interesting, at least for the fact that it's pushing competition so well that now OpenAI has to answer, right, to respond, or Anthropic. So that's the good news for me personally.
Yeah, I also see that it opens some sort of competition here. I think it was so. The models will getting better at one point, and the question is, they have used another technique to train it, so they can reduce the amount of CPU, GPU time, etc. But does it also work and compete with OpenAI 03 or 5? Or no, so does the technique go in that direction? And we can't see anything about how OpenAI or Claude or some others, Gemini, work behind the scenes. Did they perhaps work the same like DeepSeek now? Is that just a technology which all are using, or is it because we can't imagine how it compares? But and how have they got it to that that amount of fewer computing power? And that's also the big thing where all at the moment crying, and Nvidia is getting stock, lower stock things, etc. So Trump has made a big deal for new infrastructure, about 500 billion or something like that. And now there's a competitor who just make it for some sense. So how much of these computing power is needed at the end? We will see, I think. But yeah, that's something which the complete industry makes a little bit nervous at the moment. I don't see that we don't need computing power, because it's just the training of the model. We have also the delivering of the model, like we see in DeepSeek. They can't deliver because it's they don't have the computing power. I think at that point. But yeah, we will see where that ends.
Absolutely. It's all a feedback loop, right? They are just playing with each other, China and the West, and I think we benefit out of it at the end. Yeah.
Yeah. So Alena, what are your thoughts about DeepSeek? Are you planning to use it in a
Yeah, I would
future?
like to
Or?
try it, and on the base of all these reviews, who knows, maybe DeepSeek really could help reduce computing costs, and as a consequence, make it easier to use. If artificial intelligence becomes cheaper and more accessible, more businesses, including also small farms, small businesses, and research teams, could take advantage of it. That would be a real game changer, no?
Yeah, I could also
Absolutely.
imagine in agriculture and small farmers, etc. So the big farmers, can invest in big systems and big technology, but the small ones need
Small
cheap
one, yeah,
solutions.
yeah.
Then that's
There is problems
would be,
that AI platforms, AI tools cost still high for small businesses,
that's true.
for farmers. So I hope that it can bring cheaper, no, AI, which on its turn make more profits, no, for small businesses, small farmers. So let's hope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely coming.
So, yeah, if and that's a good question. If AI helps to reduce hunger in the world and gives people something to eat, that would be a great step to a more a more stable world, to hopefully fewer resource fights or something like that. But yeah, that would be a great thing here. Okay, so there were also other model updates out of there in the world. So Gemini has has a new, and I don't know. We won't show all of them here, but also DeepSeek is there. Others are a little bit behind the scenes, but also working on more reasoning models, more efficient models here. And we see, and that is what I also see interesting. We see nearly each month some models who improve.
Well, just today there was one beating DeepSeek. While we're speaking,
So
there's already. So,
yeah, that's so that's what I mean. So they're getting better and better and better, and so the question is how to keep up with it. You need to replace all models every time, or go the next step. So if you use PromptMate, it's perhaps easy, but in much developments, you just it's hard to keep up with the new models, especially if you want to do fine tuning, etc. And that's also I'm really interested in how it's looking and at the end of the year, and with if the speed keeps the same with the model.
And isn't this like the very first time ever in technology? Like I've never, I don't think we ever faced this speed in trying to keep up, and with any. technology, because at least the window was a little bit, but this time it's just you can't. It's so hard.
Yeah, and the invest in that sector is so high because everyone wants a piece of the cake. So yeah, all are jumping on. What makes sense? I think it's a big thing in the future. As you can see, we have healthcare last time. We have agriculture, where every sector there's a big opportunity with that technology and big opportunity for the world, to be here. And I hope we won't have only a fight between again the fight between China and US or some other countries. I like the way that they do it open source. So perhaps in some future we get also a combined development of AI models. It's hard with such things like China. I understood the things, but it would be great if we can do it more for the human wealth, etc. In the future. Okay, so let's go back from models to what can that models do. So OpenAI has so they are not only in model creation, so OpenAI, and that's also something the front ends of ChatGPT, of Claude, etc., are now own programs with possibilities like custom GPTs, like tasks, like everything else. And agents are, in that case, an operator, how it's called, are not new. So they are still, Claude has one, you can open source it. It's not a new technique, but if it comes from OpenAI, it's something we need to take a look on. I just will play that video. Let me just double check that I have all settings.
I think we even lost your audio. Yeah, we can't hear you. Yeah.
Like to hear?
Now, yes.
Okay.
I can hear you at least. Yeah.
I love technology. So we are in a future with AI, but also we interrupt our internet connection and don't get any sound on. But
Yep. I don't think we need to hear him. Like we can see the.
I would also say we can see something. So it's like other tools. They just open the browser. What I like in that, as far as we can see it here, they open it in some sort of own environment. So you don't need to add your computer or something like that. So you need to pay $200 at the moment to try it out. That we don't have the pro account here, so we need to take a look at the video if it's getting cheaper. But yeah, the question is, so there are other solutions, and they are also just doing the same in a small way. They have a model which gets the videos in image and sees where he can click, etc. The question is, what is so in both cases you need to sit there and watch the agent doing things because you need to add logins. You need to help him because he asks you some questions. That's the feature. But paying €200 to watch the computer doing things is great, but doesn't make it faster, because if you would do some adding some items here, you would be much faster, and you would also think much faster. So at the moment, it's more like a playground in my eyes. But perhaps in the future, you have three computers or three tasks, five operators there, and it does things for you. Then the only thing is what could be a little bit hard is to figure out what it can do and what it can do there. But yeah, perhaps shifting the view a little bit. So operators are some sort of agents who can do online things. But if we think direction agriculture, Alena, perhaps you can give us some thoughts. That's the most things and agents and operators are limited in online things and not connected to the real world. Could you imagine that there's some operators later on a robot who do some sort of things, or have you experimented with some sort of agents in your field already?
So in any case, I'm very enthusiastic about OpenAI ChatGPT operator. Unfortunately, in Italy, we can't reach this platform. As soon as operator becomes available here, we'll definitely test. And I thought about using of operator like it could help identify genetic markers or breeding techniques by processing vast amount of scientific literature. Of course, it will help us with being updated with all news in scientific fields, and it will help definitely with saving time of manual work. So operator can gather all important information, all updates in scientific fields. Something like this. I'm quite curious and enthusiastic of using it.
Yeah.
And not only for harvest project, not only scientific project, I mean, no. So
Sure. So yeah, I understood that. That's a great opportunity here. I've thought a little bit at the moment about all the small farmers out there, and there's something I could imagine what could help them, because most of them are not really IT or online or some educated in some sort. So if they have a computer which they only can say, oh, just buy me some new parts for don't know, and it will start and doing all the things for them. It could be a good opportunity also for them to get closer to the computer and infrastructure, internet things. Perhaps that's also a great thing. What could do an operator at the moment already, perhaps.
For sure. And if you think about this thing that, because I thought about it for a while, watching these videos, there's this thing that where you should take control at some point, right? You take control, you add something manually, and then give control back to the operator. It's a little bit like it seems unusual for people, because most will think, well, what if I have to take control, I better do it myself, right? But if you think about it, it's very similar to, I don't know, when a musician or record producers in a studio, they are listening to the song, right? They have initiated they have all the instruments, but they just have to mix this and that. And while the song is playing, at some point they just jump and adjust the channel or two. It's a little bit like the mentality is that it's trying to make too many things. You are at the center, but you have these agents working for you. And I think just the mentality will do so much well for us in terms of productivity, I guess.
Yeah, that's a great comparison. So yeah, and if the interference, so if the tools are getting much faster, it could also be like a fast forward. So
Yeah.
at the moment, it's like looking at a slow mo, what's doing things for you.
That's
But,
true.
but if there are some interference like Grok, not that one Grok, which do really fast things, and they based at the moment on open source things. So if Grok combines DeepSeek and gets really fast with the tasks between the clicks, and perhaps later see your computer just doing a fast forward to the step where you be in 10 minutes or something like that,
Yeah.
and then you can help, and then it goes further. So yeah, perhaps and then it's more like just adjusting and
It's
playing
all
around.
about learning the dance, because it's like dancing for the first time, and then slowly you know how to dance with these things. At the beginning it will be sloppy, right? But then
Great. So yeah, so the half an hour is already being around here. Perhaps it would be great, Alena. Could you from your side do some end words, like where do you seeing the your industry or the focus industry you're in, I don't know, 3 years, 5 years? Do you think all the people are using AI actively, or would you say that would take longer because? What do you think?
On our research, we arrived to the conclusion that AI in agriculture is growing in popularity, and but it's still the early stages. For example, right now, AI is being used for things like precision farming. I mean, using artificial intelligence for analyzing soil, weather, crop health. Another field of using yield prediction. So, forecasting how much food will be produced.
interesting.
In other field, pest and disease detection. So in this case, farmers can be in early warning system for farmers. Uh, Also automated machinery, so specific robots for planting, harvesting, and sorting. This is main fields of using AI in nowadays. Uh, However, AI-driven breeding is still relatively unexplored compared to other AI applications in farming. There is research projects and frameworks from scientists, but a few real-world implementations.
Yeah.
So I suppose that in the next 5, 10 years, we will likely see artificial intelligence playing much larger role in agriculture. Some key development could include AI-powered breeding becoming mainstream, I hope. So, we'll be creating climate adaptive crops, which is very important now with all this changing climate, with all this disaster now. So it's very difficult for farmers may growing up plants in this condition. So it will be automated, AI-driven farms. No, it will be robotic, different AI application tools. As we told before, maybe DeepSeek really can cut off the spans of AI implementation for farmers, for agriculture.
Interesting.
This is, I think, this is most important directions now in the AI progressing in agriculture, in breeding, in particularly.
Okay.
Nice to hear.
Thank you very much. So it was a pleasure to have you here in our round, Alena. Very,
You,
very thankful
Thank
for your
you.
input. And so, yeah, we are already over here. I think it was a great show again. And yeah, I want to say thank all who listens to us. Thanks, Alena. Thanks, Eugene.
thank you.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Elena.
So, yeah,
Evening or day. Bye.
okay, bye
Bye bye.
bye.
Bye.